Okay, so now that you have your photos all uploaded to Google Plus, so now you have a backup, and then you can use those photos into your presentation and all of those. Now, how do you work with the famous script, like the Photoshop script, and to make sure that you use always the same source folder and the actual destination folder? What I mean by that is just I'm going to go back to my data L drive, which is data D for my case. So how do you deal with these images? Okay, these are the images that you did have. Those are the original to original. If you want to see, this is the size that I have, 3888, 2592. So those are the original photos. You probably want to keep those into a safe place again. And the resize, it's up to you. You can actually delete all of them because it's already saved onto your Google Plus for free if they are, remember, 2048, the longest side. So I can actually just go in here and just press on the delete, and they're gone. I don't need them anymore. But what do we do with these guys? Well, it's up to you which class you're going to use. But like in my case, what I would say is just that probably you want to make sure that you create a module. I'd say like new folder, and I would say module 1. And after that, I would probably put another folder in there to say like this was my, I'm just going to check, those are the trees. Okay, so I'm going to go into this one, module 1. I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call them trees. Those are photos of trees. And then if you're going to go and do like, I know there'll be someone that you have to use colors. So we'll make a folder with colors. I'll make sure to make a photo with also letters. And then later on, you keep on doing that for every module. And the teacher will say to you which module you're working on. And afterwards, so I'm going to go back to opening all my stuff. I go to the images, since I got that. And then remember, like if you want to never lose this part over here, very simply, just like click on the little triangular shape over here to open the actual folder without losing this part over here. So I'm going to just select them all and just drag them into the trees. So now when you come back to your folders and you go to the next day for your images, I would do that the same day. This is empty. So you follow the same procedure, and as I repeat, is just that you need to make sure that you use the same workflow in order to get used to it. At first, it seems to be like, oh, a lot of steps and a lot of stuff that's being like, I gotta remember all these things. Well, I can guarantee you, within 5 days, this will become second nature. You will use a Photoshop, and it'll be easy to transfer your actual photos into the size that you want. And I would say it's much better to have all those steps and getting a backup of all your folders than to come the next day and see like, oh my gosh, someone deleted my folder. So in my case, like if someone comes in here and just say, oh, Mr. Taylor, like in data D drive, click on this and press on the delete. Well, if it's all my photo stuff, I don't mind at all because I already got a backup over here. Someone will say, well, it's less quality, but it's still really good for what we need to be doing to this class. Okay, you're not going to print these things to put into a museum or into a studio. Okay, so this is how you manage your workflow, and repeat that every day. So I'm just going to repeat it really quickly. You go take photos, you download the photos into your images. That's where the original goes. You open Photoshop. So you go to Photoshop, you open that up, you add the plugin like the action. You folder source folder and resize them. After you have them resized, go back to your Google Plus and just upload the photos. So you see like upload the photos over here. Name your album, okay? Trees, colors, also the letters, and keep on going like this. And you will have always a backup. After you're done, you just go into the resize and just delete all those photos. Go back to your images, take the images, create a folder into the right module, and place all the originals into that. So therefore, that's the safest bet you can get. So remember the workflow, use it, and you'll never come to this class and say like, oh, I lost my photos. Okay, so until then,